July 28th. It is literally 7 a.m. I woke up at like 6:30 because I just kept having an idea of this dress and I don't know what got into me, but I was like, I need to get up and figure this out. So I recently got a new fabric from like a friend, and it's kind of like upholstery, like drape fabric. It's really pretty, and I wanted to do something with it, obviously. And I've kept having this idea of like making the last piece like just a big statement piece, not necessarily something I'm gonna put up for sale, but just like a big gown, like really extra type of piece, because those are the pieces I love doing the most, and I never get a chance to do them because obviously I need to make sellable things, and those aren't really sellable, or not super sellable, would be very expensive to produce, etc. So I really wanted to just take this opportunity to do something really like show-stopping and really cool, and I thought that this fabric could be really perfect for it because it has a really pretty like shine to it, and because it is kind of a drapery fabric, it has like a decent amount of structure to it. So I'm going to screen record this so you guys can watch me as I do it. So I'm thinking of doing like a little V-neck line type thing. Yeah, because I love a good deep V. I might do a little bit of mesh in between just to keep it together. I have this really pretty mesh fabric. I don't know if it matches the color precisely or not, but if it does, it has these beautiful like floral appliques on it that would be really beautiful to like put on there. So if they match, I'm gonna do that. But I'm thinking I want to do like a tiered skirt, like, you know, like this kind of vibe. I'm also not the best sketch artist, so please bear with me, but I think it would be so much fun, especially just because like I used to incorporate a lot of flamenco inspired things into my designs because I grew up dancing flamenco, and I obviously like just love it. I think it's so much fun. The designs of like the traditional dresses are so beautiful and have always intrigued me so much. So I always like to incorporate that where I can, and I just feel like I haven't been able to do anything like that in a while. So I'm very excited about this. I think this would be really cool. And then again, if the appliques do match, then it would just be like kind of all over, and like it would be like over here and like, you know, blah blah blah. But it is like a goldish, not really goldish, but like a platinum-ish color. So this is kind of what I'm going for. I just want it to be something really just like big and show-stopping, and I really hope this applique fits it. If not, maybe I'll just go buy a different applique for it, but I just think that it would be really cool to have little details, maybe even just like little like flowers coming out or something, just like extra something, you know. So that's kind of what I want to do. I have the whole morning to start this. I have some things going on in the afternoon, but I wanted to at least maybe start getting something going, just because the idea really just like popped into my head and I cannot get it out of my head. And I literally was like so tired because it was freaking 6:30 in the morning, but I just like was wide awake. I was like, I need to do something about this. So that is what I'm thinking. I also think it'd be cool to maybe incorporate some like chain work onto it. Nothing like crazy, like delicate chains, but I feel like I never think about any additives for my collections. Like I never think about adding any trims or like overlays or chains or anything like that that's like extra and like make something like more unique. Like I just feel like I never thought about that because I never had that accessible to me. But now that I live in LA and can go to the fashion district whenever, like they have so many cool trims and things like that that I can buy in bulk for a lot cheaper, obviously. So I might dabble in that because I think chains would be really cool. Like just like delicate, like really thin gold chains would really make something pop, and I love that. So that's something I'm also kind of playing with the idea of. And yeah, I think we're gonna get started on that one today, at least like draping something out or having something put together, because I just like really need to visualize it. So my upstairs neighbor is definitely vacuuming right now, and I really hope it's not that loud on camera, but quite loud in person. Anyway, this is the fabric that I want to use for this dress. It's almost like a taffeta kind of fabric. I don't know how well you can see it. It has a bit of a texture to it. It's like this creamy, almost goldish color. Super beautiful. I have a decent amount of it, so this is why I wanted to like do a big dress with this. And I feel like this would look really cool with a lot of volume, just because it does have like good structure, so it would like poof out really well. It wouldn't like, you know, fall down. Can you see the vision? It like holds up pretty well. Honestly, these type of fabrics are so annoying to work with because they fray like no other, but aside from that, I think it's gonna be really cool. So I wanna just get started on kind of draping this out. I honestly don't have pattern paper. I really need to order some. So I'm gonna have to just figure it out as we go. I'm gonna start with some styling tape on my mannequin, just so I can kind of feel out where I want this V-neck to be. I do want it to come from the center. So we're gonna do that. I think we'll do something like that. Then I'm gonna bring it back. I think in the back, I'll probably also do a V-neck. And then again, like I said, I'll add the little mesh to actually keep it up because it wouldn't stay up very well otherwise. So I'll add a little bit something here. And it's not gonna be like super dramatically inward. I think it'll kind of start there, but yeah, I think that's good. I'm thinking I might add little like sleeves to it, like little ruffles on the sleeves. Maybe that could be kind of fun. I don't know. We will see. Maybe that'll be too much, but you just never know. I think we'll do something along these lines. Cool. So this is kind of the lines I want to follow. I think that's what we're gonna do. And this is what it looks like in the back. So I've got this muslin here to drape with, and I'm just gonna kind of get started pinning this and using my style lines here. Okay, so I fully draped the bodice at this point, and because I want to do a like layered tier dress, the pattern making process for that gets a little bit complicated because you have to think about like the layer that goes under and where it's getting attached to, and it's not hard necessarily, you just have to like really think about it. So I basically am going to create the underskirt, so it's just going to be like a basic kind of A-line skirt, and then that's where all the ruffles are going to be attached to eventually. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of drape that. It's going to be just like a pretty basic, simple, standard A-line vibe, and then from there we can create the ruffles over top to add all the layers. I don't know how many layers I'm gonna do. I don't remember how many I actually sketched out, but maybe it'll be like 3 to 4 layers. Maybe we'll do 3 and do like a smaller one, medium, and then like a really big one. And then if we really get down into it, maybe I'll add like a little bit of tulle at the very bottom to make it like extra poofy. But I have no idea how I'm gonna transport this to New York, in all honesty, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't have any more of this muslin, but I do have like plain white fabric slash muslin, so we're gonna go with that. So don't mind the difference in color here. Okay, so we have the skirt just like generally draped. I'm gonna put it on the table and actually like, you know, pattern it out properly, but it's just like a basic skirt. I obviously wanted to add a little bit of volume to it just so that it wasn't like stick straight and then the model can walk in it just fine. But this bottom part is basically the lining, so it doesn't need to be like huge. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the table, put everything on the table and mark it properly. Like I said, I don't have pattern paper right now, really need to order some. So we're just gonna base it off of the drapes, which is fine. You can also do it off of this, but it's always just nicer to have it on paper. We'll do it eventually, but I'm excited about this. I think it's gonna look good and I'm feeling like inspired again. I think I was having a really hard time getting inspired for this collection at all, and I'm starting to feel it. I feel like once I start seeing things and just like physically actually getting like hands-on is when it really hits me. So feeling good about it. Let's put this onto the table. Okay, so as you can tell, I just got everything kind of perfected and I pinned it on so that I could see it on the mannequin itself, and it looks so good and it looks so good. I'm so excited about it. So now I can go ahead and kind of get started on actually cutting it out from the fabric and getting that situated. I think it's gonna be so beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and unpin this and then get cutting with our fabric, which is so exciting. And then once I kind of start figuring out the length of the layers, that's when we'll figure out like where we're gonna cut this to you know, put the layers in, but this is a great basis. And I think I'm going to just like make everything obviously lined so it looks the nicest. And yeah, it'll be a back zipper, and I'm excited. I need to find that other mesh fabric though. I have no idea where it is. I'm gonna have to do a little deep dive into all my fabrics to try to find it, because I do think it's going to match. So very excited. I have been searching for this mesh lace thing for so long and I cannot find it. It's not in my big fabric box under my bed. It's not in my fabric closet. Like, I literally cannot find it, but I like so vividly remember seeing it like when I was unpacking, and I feel like it must be right in front of my eyes and I'm literally just missing it. I was only able to find a little scrap of it. So this is what it looks like. It is so beautiful. It has this like 3D floral embroidery and it would fit really well with the fabric, but I literally can't find it, and it's so annoying because I know I have a decent amount of it. It looks so beautiful, but it might just be something that I have to put on after, so I'm just gonna not think about it for now and go ahead and cut out this dress already, because I was like, oh, I'll quickly find it and then cut out the dress, and no, didn't find it quickly, didn't find it at all, and we still haven't cut the dress. So let's get into that. Okay, so I just kind of sewed everything up a little bit, and I have the bodice put together, like lined and pressed and all that. Obviously the shoulder seams are not put together yet, but I wanted to kind of pin it onto the mannequin to see what it's starting to look like, so that we can get an idea. I do really love this fabric, and I think it's actually holding together really well. At first I was a little scared that maybe it was going to be like a little too stiff or something, but I think that it's looking pretty good actually. Okay, so this is what it's starting to look like, and I actually really love it. I think it looks so nice. It kind of looks really cute as if it were like a little vest right now, but this fabric just has such a nice little shine to it. And then obviously once the shoulders are in properly, it'll lay better. But I'm thinking here, instead of adding the mesh piece, maybe we could do some like chain here. That would be really cute. Just like a simple delicate gold chain to kind of hold this together, I think would be really beautiful. So that's something I'm thinking about. And then as far as the skirt, I'm literally so dumb and accidentally cut the center front as if it were the center back. So I didn't cut it on the fold because I've just misread my own pattern, but at least this is the lining, so it doesn't matter. But normally I wouldn't add like a center seam right in the front, but this is pretty much the skirt of it. That is what it would look like. It looks like a kind of bridal gown right now. It's like a creamish color. I guess it's looking a little bit more whitish on camera, but it is a little more cream in person. Okay, so let me give you like a bigger overview. My space right here is very small, so I can't like push the tripod any further back, but this is what we are currently working with. So I'm gonna start one of the ruffles here at the waist. Obviously it'll go down, and then I think we'll do one like right here and then down here. So we'll just cut the skirt there and create a new seam. It doesn't really matter that it's gonna end up shortening the skirt a bit because this is the lining. It doesn't really matter. So that's how I'm gonna go about it. But yeah, that's where we're at. So I'm gonna go ahead and start on the ruffles because I don't feel like finishing up the shoulders just yet, because it just, I don't know. I feel like I might do something here, but again, like I said, I do want to add a little chain, so I'm gonna have to go to the fashion district to do some sourcing, try to find something. Also need a zipper, so I'm just gonna wait on the bodice for a hot minute, but I can definitely start on the skirt. So for this first ruffle, I'm basically going to just be creating like a circle skirt that you're basically gonna put on top, and that's gonna be my first ruffle. And then the second one is gonna be basically another one that goes a little bit further down, etc. So the first one's the easiest because you just use the waist measurement to kind of make a circle skirt, and circle skirts are possibly one of the easiest things to pattern out because it's quite literally just a circle. So all you really need to know is the circumference of the waist, or like where you're gonna attach it. So like down here will be the circumference of the skirt down here, but for this part it's gonna be the waist, and then just like the length that you want it. So I'm gonna grab a measuring tape and measure out how long I want this first layer to be, and then we'll go from there. So I'm thinking it would be cute to go down to here, maybe like 13 inches.
That seems like a vibe. And then I think they'll get longer as we go down. Maybe I'll do it 12 inches and then it'll get longer as it goes down. I think that's gonna be the vibe. So 12 inches. So this is what this first tier looks like. I think it's already starting to look so cute. And so now you can just imagine like 2 more tiers downward is kind of what we're going for. But I think this is going to be so pretty. I think this fabric is perfect for it because like I said, it has structure. So like, as you can see, it literally like poofs up on its own really well. It doesn't like hang flat to the body. It like has that volume that we want and that stiffness that we want. So I'm so excited about this. I think it's gonna be so pretty and I think it's gonna look really good under runway lights just because like the fabric has that shine to it, so it'll catch the light really well. So I'm feeling really good about it. I'm so excited. I can't wait to like finish this up and have like a good show-stopping piece because I've just missed making pieces like that. All the stuff I make, I don't want to say is basic, but it is more basic just because if I'm mass producing it myself, like I have to cut down certain costs and things, so I can't be making super complex things all the time. So being able to like make something a little more show-stopping is always so fun for me because this is what originally got me into fashion, is just like gowns and big pretty dresses. So I'm very excited to get this one rolling. Okay, so I actually took a little break in between there, but you didn't see that. I just sewed the first little ruffle. It looks so cute. I hemmed it and then added it up here and just pressed it, and I think it looks so nice and lays so cute. So the next step is to add the next ruffle. We're basically gonna create a seam down here that's where we're gonna attach the next ruffle so it comes out. So the key part about this is that you wanna make it high enough so that this ruffle covers that seam and it's not like down here and not visible. So I want to kind of just play with it and kind of just roughly pin where I think the seam should be. Like I think right there would be good because then this covers it. It gives it like a good 2 inches right there. So I'm gonna then take this off the mannequin and cut it right there, and that's gonna be our seam. We're gonna do the same thing, make a little circle skirt moment, except our circumference this time is gonna be however wide this skirt is because that's where we're going to be attaching. We might have to do like 2 ruffles sewn together to get it to the full length, but I think it's going to start looking so cute. I'm obsessed with how this looks already. Wasn't sure how this fabric was going to turn out, but I actually really like how it's looking. I think it's a really good structure for this dress. So very freaking excited. Let's cut this out.